So, Daniel Ricciardo, the joker of the F1 grid and a driver that it's hard to root against, unless you're an Esteban Ocon fan of course, will be driving for McLaren from 2021. And some have praised this move as a step in the right direction for his career, while others have called it another misstep in his journey since leaving Red Bull. And, as a Daniel Ricciardo fan myself, I would like to be optimistic about it and say that it's a step in the right direction. But, all bias aside, today we're going to look in depth at Daniel Ricciardo's move to McLaren and answer the question, can Daniel Ricciardo win a championship with McLaren? So the first piece to answering this question is the driver himself, Daniel Ricciardo. And we have to ask, if given the right equipment, is Daniel Ricciardo capable of winning a championship? And again, all bias aside, I would like to believe that he is. As a 7-time race winner with Red Bull, he's proven that he has the ability to perform under pressure and close out races when it matters. He's beaten both Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen during their time as teammates, and people tend to forget that he's finished third in the driver's standing twice in 2014 and 2016, being beaten by only the two Mercedes. Is it out of the question to believe that he would have won a championship with Red Bull had their cars been more competitive? Well, absolutely not. And I think we're realizing how good he was in that Red Bull car now that we've seen Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon struggle to match Max Verstappen like Daniel Ricciardo has. Now, when it comes to his career after leaving Red Bull, that's where things get a little bit weird, but I think it's still clear that Daniel Ricciardo is one of the most talented drivers on the grid. In 2019, he beat his more experienced teammate Nico Hülkenberg, who many considered one of the best midfield drivers on the grid at the time, and in 2020 he is very convincingly beating Esteban Ocon. With 3 fourth-place finishes and the fastest lap at the Belgian Grand Prix, he is clearly extracting the most out of his Renault RS20. And while that elusive podium still evades him, 4th place in the driver's standing lies only 2 points away and is definitely not out of the question for the season. His consistent pace on both Saturdays and Sundays show that he is still one of the most talented drivers on the grid, but at 31 years old, it's not like Ricciardo is getting any younger. Should this move with McLaren not work out, Daniel Ricciardo runs the risk of being passed up by time, possibly going down as one of the best F1 drivers to not win a championship. However, there is still hope, as we've established that the potential for a championship is within Daniel Ricciardo, but is it within McLaren? And the answer to that question isn't as clear. McLaren, the champions of years past, but more recently. But things have looked up in the past 2 years, with McLaren easily being the most improved team of 2019 as they finished the season in 4th, or best of the rest. The newfound success has continued over into 2020 as they opened the season with a podium from Lando Norris in Austria and then another with Carlos Sainz 2nd place in Italy. They currently sit 3rd in the constructors' standings and appear to be one of the more consistent teams in the upper midfield. But more importantly, they look to be set up extremely well for the future. Competent leadership comes in the form of Andreas Seidel and Zach Brown, while James Key looks to continue his success as the team's technical director. With the switch to Mercedes power units coming in 2021, it looks increasingly likely that McLaren will continue to make their move towards the front of the grid, but the question remains, will they? And I believe the answer is yes. McLaren's upswing in performance coincides directly with the changes they made on the personnel front, and I see no reason for that success to stop anytime soon. New regulations, a budget cap, and a new power unit should all amplify the progress that they've made behind the scenes. McLaren as a brand know what it takes to win a championship, and I don't think it will be too long before we see them winning again. But will Daniel Ricciardo be the driver that they win with? Again, I don't see why not. Daniel Ricciardo is a proven race winner, and he has shown that he is more than capable of performing when given proper machinery. His move to Renault showed that he can adjust his driving style to a new car very quickly, and spending a year at McLaren before the regulation changes should only further his chances of success going into 2022. So the pieces are there, but will Daniel Ricciardo finally get that championship that he deserves? And will it be with McLaren? Well, only time will tell. So there you have it, my opinion on Daniel Ricciardo's move to McLaren for 2021. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please feel free to like and subscribe before you go. And down in the comments, let me know who you think is going to win the 2022 F1 Drivers' Championship. I will be sure to respond to all of them. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.